Loneliness and isolation. This is an interesting topic. Um, let me read this here that I wrote. Many people feel disconnected or alone, even in a crowd. Deuteronomy 31:6. God will never leave you. Psalms 23:4. Even in the darkest valley, He's with us. You may feel alone, but you're never truly alone. God is always near. I feel like when I started walking with Christ, and I mean fully,
hmm
I felt more alone. I felt somewhat of, I was on fire at first, to the point where that fire started to slowly die out. And it wasn't because I stopped reading in my devotionals or stopped reading. I just felt like it'd be nice to have somebody to do this with, to get to fellowship with, to get encouraged. You know what I mean? And and it was right after like the COVID incident. That's when I was looking at that book, Psalms 91. I was talking to you about it, and I was like excited to get it. And the funny thing, ironically, I gave it to you for Christmas. Ended up picking one up a few months later, but it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a really good thing to read biblical text. But I also read devotionals, and I'll even read books like that, just to branch off, and just to still stay and have conversations with people that I come across. A lot of the times they're divine appointments, but yeah. What do you got to say about loneliness and isolation? Do you ever feel lonely? Really feel isolated?
I feel like I forgot what year it was. I think it was 2020 to 2020. I feel like I felt lonely. Like I had no friends. I didn't really know like what I was doing with my life. I just graduated. I don't know. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I remember you gifted me that book, and I was kind of offended. I was like, bro, like
You were offended?
yeah. I was like, bro, like what is he trying to say? And I kind of got mad. I got home. And I remember like I was like, dude, like why would he give me a book he wanted? Like I didn't want it.
Yeah.
I just put it on my shelf. It sat there for like 3 years untouched. Didn't even open it. Never looked at it. I was just like, bruh. And then one day I just felt like lonely. I was like, dude, like I feel like I have nobody. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I had no friends to talk to. And then I was like, well, let me read this book. So I picked it up, and then it talked about God's promises, His deliverance, His protection, and then it had all kinds of testimonies on it. And I thought it was beautiful. I ended up reading it front to back, and that was the first book I've ever read, and I literally couldn't put it down.
Really?
And then I remember I read it like for a week straight. Every day I was reading it, and I feel like that's what made me build my relationship with Jesus. And I told you that week that I wanted a Bible, and then you bought me a Bible.
That's fire.
And that's whenever I literally haven't put my Bible down.
I didn't know you were upset about that.
I know.
To receive a gift like that is wild. And what's even wilder is what I'm going to tell you right now. I felt that way before. And I want to say it was a few years prior to that. Maybe during COVID, if not the year prior to that. I received a gift, a Bible, that Christmas. And it was from my wife. And I had a Bible. And she saw me getting into reading by myself, devotionals. And so here I am, coming Christmas, I'm buying certain things for her. In the back of my mind, I'm like, cool, I've bought quite a few things, materialistic things that for Christmas when it comes, we all look forward to, I'll be honest, right? And I was expecting some good gifts because I got some good gifts for my wife. And I got some nice gifts. But one of the gifts I got was a Bible, which is actually this Bible. And I was so mad.
Did you feel offended too?
I don't know if I was offended, but I was mad. Like I was like inside, and I didn't tell her I was mad, but inside I was like, bro, you got me a Bible? Like I have a Bible. And
I know whenever I was gifted that book, I was like, what is he trying to tell me? I was offended.
Yeah. Like I was already thinking like, I got a Bible. Why would you give me another Bible? But so I got the Bible. The only difference between this Bible and that Bible is this is a study guide Bible. So you'll have, different texts in here, and then it's a branch off of people's testimonies, or it'll break off where it's, all about God, or it's something relating to what I just read to help me understand. And it's an awesome Bible. It's a study guide Bible, and if you don't have one, you got to get one from Tyndale, I believe it is. Yeah. So, but I got it, and I was mad. I never told her this. I don't think I've ever told her this. So she watches this. She don't know.
See, she don't know now.
Yeah, but I was mad, and I didn't pick up that Bible for at least 6 months. I was still reading the other Bible, but I didn't pick this Bible, and it wasn't that I didn't want to read it because I knew it was a little bit more helpful and understanding. It's just I think I was holding resentment that she got me that Bible, so I didn't want to give her, like, I guess the satisfaction of saying, like, I appreciate it, but then I don't, which is wild saying that right now. Okay. But when I was going through it at that time, I think we were really going through a lot of problems, marital problems, things that we were trying to fix, and I was just really depressed and lonely at that time. And I remember I opened it. I was home alone, and I opened the first page. I don't know if you can see, right? This side, this Bible was actually gifted to somebody November 7th, 2018, and it has written of, I bought this from you. And if I remember correctly, it's actually from like a grandma to the granddaughter. Sorry, November 27, 2018 is when I got this. June 2009 when she got this. So if somebody had this Bible before me in 2009, and they wrote a beautiful message to it. And when I looked and flipped the next page, my wife wrote me something, November 7, 2018. And everything she wrote, like even looking at it now, I just feel a little bit of emotion to it, but it was like really something I needed to hear in order to get through what I was getting through. And it's crazy how something so dumb like that, the enemy can put in your head to where it's like, yo, you were trying to purposely avoid this for 6 months. This was what you needed then.
That was me for 3 years with that book.
And it's wild.
It's crazy how you can have so much hatred towards something that's to do with Jesus and God.
Yeah.
When they're just love.
Right.
Like, that's insane.
And yeah, that's crazy, bro. You just blew my mind because I didn't know that. Something like that. See how we relate to that? And this is the real reason why we're doing this, is there's people out there that need to feel, yo, like, I feel lonely. I encourage you, you're not alone. You may not be able to talk to us, but
pick up the word.
But Jesus is listening. He's always there. He's always with you. And I mean, we're always so quick to pick this guy up. We're quick to go watch a episode of something. You know what I mean? And to be honest, it's all of a distraction. Yep. If you ain't putting time to open this up the first thing in the morning, then when the scripture that comes to my head is, well, who are you serving? Are you serving the world? Are you serving something that isn't going to really benefit you, other than what will? I mean, that's the real question that you have to ask yourself. That's crazy. You just blew my mind right now, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.